Knock knock. Hello, my darling. How are you doing on this wonderful night? I've been looking forward to cuddling up with my love all day. I'm sorry I couldn't visit you last night. I had some things to attend to. Now scooch over. Let me snuggle up with you in bed. Oh, they still have you restrained? Oh, what a treat. Have you been being naughty? You dummy. Don't you know if you tell people I come to see you, they're gonna think you're crazy again? I guess you did go through quite the ordeal, so no wonder you're acting a bit stupid. Don't worry, cutie. I'm sure that big old brain of yours will come to its senses soon. Maybe you don't remember the last time we met, so I'll remind you, sweetie. I have eyes and ears all over this place. Half the people here report directly back to me about your activity. I know you had bread and coffee for breakfast, and I know they replaced your old socks that had holes in them with nice high quality ones, courtesy of yours truly, of course. I know that just before I came in, a nurse gave you some medicine to make you drowsy and calm. I know right now it might sound all a bit controlling, but trust me, I'm looking out for you. I'm doing everything I can to make you as comfortable and as happy as possible. You're gonna hurt my feelings if you say stuff like that, you know. Like, I know right now I may seem a bit weird, but that's only because you've forgotten everything we've been through together. All our late night talks about the world, about our future, about our plans. Please, just try and think of this from my point of view. Can't you see how much I love you? God, you were so great when you first came here. Sure, you were hurt. All the things you told me you went through. All the stories you told me while I held you in my arms. God, does it just all mean nothing now? I'm trying my best to stick to the plan, baby. Just like we talked about, but things have gotten so messy now. All I want to do is cuddle into you and forget about all this messed up stuff that's happened. You're so nice and warm. Nights can be so cold and lonely in this place. What? Oh, come on now. I told you to use that brain of yours, not spit out idiotic nonsense. No, I did not have Nurse Briar kidnapped and murdered, and all so she wouldn't be able to attend to you. I can't believe these past few days you've been thinking about her instead of me. Don't tell me you're actually worried about her, after only meeting her once. God, here I am being vulnerable for a moment, and your mind is on her? Well, for your information, darling, Nurse Ivy Briar is sick, so she's not been able to work for the past few days. Probably for the best. I should try pull some strings to get a new nurse to attend to you. What do you think? No? God. What did she say to you to make you so obsessed with her, huh? Oh. She told you about her family, did she? What story did she come up with this time? God, that lady's a loony. I'd laugh at her if her story wasn't so fucked up. Oh, come on. Don't look at me like that. I told you last time, didn't I? She had cotton ball for brains and yapped like a little puppy. God, that half the people working here are as crazy as the patients. Don't you remember? So go on. Tell me what she told you. It seems she's pushing the boat out a bit with this story. She must have liked you quite a bit to make it pretty truthful. Of course she missed out the most important details. Don't you feel a bit funny about what she told you? Like, it was just a bit off. You know deep down what really happened already. Maybe she got shy. Next time you see her, which I will allow, just to mess with her, ask her to tell you what Benjamin did to their family. Ask her about carnations. Look, I know she's pretty and kind, but she's also a liar. A ditzy, stupid liar that messes everything up and makes up fantasies to cope with it. God, half the nurses bullied her relentlessly and she thinks that they're actually her friends playing jokes. You're smarter than this, love. And I hate that I even need to say this, she isn't right for you. I am. Me. God, maybe they fried your brain too much after all. Can you see how hard this is on me? I know you told me that this would be difficult, that I'd have to stay strong and see things through to the end, but God, I didn't expect you to get the hots for Nurse Ditzy Ivy Briar. Look, she's a nice enough lady, okay? But you need to trust me when I tell you that you can't believe what she says. If we just follow the plan, then I don't know if it's the right time to tell you. I don't know if you'll actually believe me about the plan. What if I tell you and you go tell Nurse Briar? What if you don't remember how much we love each other? What if after all this... this is so frustrating. I need you to trust me again. Okay, hey, I guess you don't really know anything about me anymore, right? My story, who I am, so maybe we can start there. Okay, my name is Kathrine Bolton. I was wondering if you had figured that out by yourself, but from the look on your face, it seems not. That's right. My brother is Dr. Bolton, the head doctor of Gartlock Asylum. There you are, cutie. I've just handed you back the first puzzle piece. I'm sure things are all making a bit more sense now. When I was little, very little, my parents knew something was wrong with me. That I was broken. I would scream and shout at dinner parties, race out onto the track at derby horse races, become obsessed with things. Not very becoming of a young lady of the House of Bolton, shall we say. They threw me into Gartlock when it was predominantly a tuberculosis hospital, hoping that they could pass me off as being physically sick rather than mentally sick. My brother is blood. He's my family, but he's also a messed up man in his own right. I don't suspect you would have met him again since your memory's been gone. So I'll tell you. He's always been interested in the mind. Perhaps having a crazy sister has influenced him. When the war broke out, the coward that he is took the opportunity to delve into medical research. He became a doctor of the brain and started at Gartlock. Predominantly because my family had donated so much money to the hospital since they wanted to keep me being here under wraps. As well as to make sure I was well treated, of course. All that to say, he had a pretty big in, as well as a decent position due to our family's generous donation of a third North Wing installation. I don't know exactly what he does now. I know when he takes on a new special patient and takes them into the unused TB wing that they aren't normally seen again after that. Cured, he says, and well, he has all the paperwork to prove it. But I'm not sure he has everyone convinced. Certainly not me. It's not like I can complain. Since he became the head of this place, my access to things has opened up vastly. It meant nothing to me at the time, however. What use was all this? What use was making friends and trying to be normal and get better? It's like all the life had been sucked out of me. I had no control over my life. Sure, I could mess with people a bit, but it's not like I'd ever be let out. I know before I said I was on top. Well, I'm not exactly. My brother is. And, well, he lets me have my way more often than not. He will never let me out. Never. My family would not allow me that shame. As far as the world knows, I'm as good as dead. That's why they have me here under a fake name. At least they send me all the money and comforts I could want. That's the silver lining in all this, I suppose. Look, I'm sorry if I come off a bit obsessive, a bit controlling, but you're the only one that keeps me going. You won't remember, so I'll tell you about the first time we ever met. We first met in solitary confinement. Our padded rooms were right next to each other. I'd been in there for, gosh, I don't know how long. A week? Definitely multiple days. This was my last warning, they told me. I sort of maybe pulled a little prank. Some people got hurt, and well, they said if I ever hurt anyone again that they would ship me off to the criminal ward. God, I was so childish back then. I was so stupid and bored out of my brain that I would resort to hurting others for my own entertainment or out of jealousy. Well, anyway, I was screaming and shouting, as I often did back then, shrieking into the white void, I'd become so accustomed to. Well, then I heard you. You told me to stop making such a racket and to quieten down. Oh, I was pretty shocked, honestly. I thought you were a new doctor at first, so I was confused as to why you were calling from the next room. And, well, I guess we got talking after that. You told me that they were putting you in there for a day or two because you'd not been taking your pills. You told me they made you dull, and that you only took the one that made your memories more misty. To be completely honest, you kind of bored me at first. Oh, I'd never been one for talk therapy. I thought I had nothing to even talk about since I'd spent most of my life in here. As far as I was concerned, I'd barely had any life at all. I didn't know much about what was going on out there. Of course I knew that there was a war. I knew it was people killing people, but I didn't comprehend it. I saw the wounded soldiers come here, and I read newspaper titles, but as far as I was concerned, it was happening somewhere far, far away. It couldn't touch me, and so I didn't care. Well, that was until you started telling me about it. About the history of it all, the facts, the harrowing stories, and the dreadful losses. You talked and talked. God, I don't think I've ever heard you talk so much since. And for once in my life, I sat and listened. I took it all in and I thought. You got out the next day, but I didn't start screaming again. I just sat there thinking. In a way, I was seeing the world for the first time. Everything had changed to me, and when they let me out eventually, the first thing I did was come and find you. How could I not? You'd been on my mind constantly for days. And when I saw you, I knew that you were an angel. You'd come here to save me, and I loved you with all of my heart. You told me once that you thought the same. I don't know if it was true. This time around, I probably appeared more like a demon than an angel. Darling, I hope this made you trust me a bit more. I don't know when the plan stops. I don't know how to do it, but I'm gonna figure it out. I promise. I can't tell you about the plan. Not yet. It would ruin the plan, I guess. How about if you ask Nurse Briar, ask her about the carnations, and you see that she's lying, and you finally trust me, then I'll tell you about our plan. Okay, I've been here as long as I can. I'm sorry you have to go through this, my love, but I promise it'll all be okay. I'm gonna get us out of here. Good night, my love. Good morning. Wakey wakey, eggs and bakey. time for a lovely new day. Sorry I haven't been here the past few days. I came down with this dreadful sickness. I wonder if someone slipped something funny into my drink. Oh, enough about me though. How are you feeling today? Oh, someone looks a bit down. I bet it's because you have those restraints on. Here, let me help you take them off. Seriously, some nurses have no sense of kindness sometimes. It must be just awful to sleep on one of those. There you are. Feel better? Why are you looking at me like that? Did I do something wrong? Well, I brought your medication. Maybe that'll make you feel a bit better. I know standing in that long line just after you've woken up isn't the best, so I talked to Marianne and I managed to... What did you just say? My brother. Oh, yes, he's doing well. Anyway, so I was thinking today that we could... Who told you? Who told you such filthy lies about carnations and my brother? Is this another prank? Very funny. It is the truth. Did you remember the story then? Are your memories coming back? No? Then why? Who told you? What a cruel thing to do. It would be one thing if they just outright told you the truth, but forcing me to tell you myself is a whole other level of harsh. Well then, I suppose if I'm to keep your trust at all, I must tell you the truth. A truth only a select number of people know. For the most part, what I told you was true. I actually didn't lie very much at all. I just omitted some things. Well, here we go then. It was true I had a big family. I took care of my siblings all by myself, but my parents, they would do terrible things to me and my siblings. I don't wish to go into detail, but they treated us as parasites, as burdens, as well as something to knock around. As soon as any of us turned working age, we were thrust into whatever job would take us. Except me, of course. I was their live-in nanny, cook, cleaner and housekeeper. My brother Benjamin got the worst of it though. He was beaten relentlessly, tormented by my parents every waking moment. But he was always so kind, so nice and loving. He would have done anything for me. Well, one day he snapped, and he took an axe and... Please don't make me say it. I was the only one left. I was the only one left to go to his trial. And I was the only one left to look him in the eyes as he was killed as well. No, there's no need to be sorry. I didn't want to tell you this all so soon after your recovery. It's too much. It must be so hard for you to listen to this. I didn't want to tell you such a sad story. I would have told you one day. I'm sorry my hand has been forced like this, that you thought I was a liar. I hope you trust me again. Just a little bit. The carnations. Well, every evening after I finish up for the day, I walk into the town and buy a bunch of carnations and lay them on the graves of my family members. I suppose others would know this because of the poem pinned to my bedside wall. Oh, of course I'll tell it to you. It's engraved upon my heart. I remember it word for word. Oh dear, you were my salvation, and so I lay a single carnation. Upon thy grave there lies a flower, so soft and gentle, like a sweet spring shower. My mother Mary cries for thee, her tears are fresh pink and petally. I beg her please, in the land above, watch over those whom I do love. A white carnation for innocence lost, a red one for mine love that will not exhaust. My brothers and sisters, I'll join you soon, in a bright and flower-filled room. Upon that time, I'll no longer cry. I'll be lying under the carnations, right there by your side. Sorry, this poem makes me so emotional. I'm sorry you have to see me like this. I'm supposed to be a pillar of strength and healing, and yet half our interactions have been me venting my problems to you. Please, I ask this as your friend. Tell me who told you about this. Kathrine, but she's... Darling, she hasn't been sneaking into your room. Gosh, maybe I shouldn't have told you about it before. You're clearly paranoid again. Kathrine is far away and securely locked up. I assure you, you have nothing to worry about. You know what? They're probably your past memories of her resurfacing as night terrors. It's all in your head, dear. I know that they can seem so real, but think about it. Does it really make sense that Kathrine sneaks into your room and knows about everything that goes on in this place? Come on now. Don't you think that's a bit contrived? I can assure you, if Kathrine and Mr. Bolton were related, we would have some record of it. Kathrine's surname is Lorraine. She was born an orphan in France and was sent over here for mental health treatment at a young age. Don't you see what's happening? You're making things up in your head so that your story can make sense. Yes, she would feel real. You have an extraordinary overreactive imagination, but it's simply not real. It's not. I'm sorry that you've been paranoid these past days. I should have been here to talk you down. You're safe here, okay? Now, I really must get going and finish my rounds. I'm glad some of your memories have been resurfacing. That's a really good sign that you're remembering details like my past. Now, take these pills. They're going to help you calm down a bit, and I'll come back soon to check on you. Thank you for hearing me out about my family. I'm glad we regained our trust we used to have. See you soon then. Bye.